Okay, so the next toss I'm going to teach you, make sure you're at least comfortable with the J toss. You don't really have to have it down completely, it's really fine. But the next toss you can learn is called a parallel. It's a lot different technique than the J toss and the pop toss, so just pay attention. It's going to sound scary and it's going to be scary at first, but just know the technique is very different. And yeah, so alright. So you're going to start with it at your side like this. Your hip's going to be kind of on this cheater right here, the top cheater, kind of right on your hip, like a holster. Your right hand is going to be over at the tab, and your left hand is going to be under at the bottom cheater. Alright, so in order to do a parallel, you kind of need to hit a very important checkpoint just to make sure you're not scooping up like that, because you won't be able to toss the toss correctly since it needs to be parallel to the ground. So in order to keep it parallel to the ground, make sure you hit this very important checkpoint of like kind of right above your head before you hit this release point like this. Basically, you're not like pausing there, but just make sure that you see that your flag hits it as you go up. Make sure you don't pause because that's going to also ruin your toss. Alright, so the way that you toss this toss is very, very simple. It's going to be terrifying at first because it does go over your head, but it's a very, very simple toss once you get the hang of it. So basically, you're just going to practice this release point, and when you feel comfortable, let it go, and it's going to kind of come around. It's a very little effort toss, so do not put as much effort as you do into the pop toss and the J toss into this toss. It's very, very little. Just kind of make sure you extend your arms fully, and that momentum will kind of give you all the energy you need for that toss. The way that you catch, it does, obviously, when you're first learning it, you will start catching it up here just because you see it and you're like, oh my god, it's going to hit me. I promise it won't. Once you get more comfortable, you can start trying to catch it down here. But the catch is under at the tab and over at the bottom cheater, right in front of you like this. In order for you to move on to the next toss, which is the 45, I would appreciate if you get comfortable with this toss and perfect this toss, just because the technique is very similar and it'll really, really help in the 45. So.